Hi, this is Gary from 3Bug Media, and today we're going to answer the question, does pay-per-click advertising work for any business? And the short answer is no, it doesn't. So before we start, I just want to give a brief overview of what pay-per-click marketing is. Most likely if you're watching this, you have an idea already. But basically, pay-per-click marketing is basically pay for performance marketing. So you only pay when somebody clicks on your ad and visits your website or landing page. So it's a pay for performance, which is great. You're not paying just for reach and ambiguous things like that, like you would with newspaper ads or magazine ads. Things like that, strictly pay for performance. The biggest pay-per-click advertising platforms out there, Google AdWords by and large is the largest out there, and you probably see that anytime you go to google.com and do a search, you'll see ads in the search results. That's a typical search ad with pay-per-click marketing. Bing Ads also does it, Facebook Ads does it, LinkedIn does it, a whole bunch of different platforms do it, but really Google is the big one. Facebook Ads also runs some of their ad formats do pay-per-click marketing, pay-per-click advertising, so they also do it, okay? And this video sucks, so I'm gonna start this over again. Hi, this is Gary from 3Bug Media, and today we're gonna answer the question, does pay-per-click advertising work for any business? And the short answer is no. But before we get into why, I just want to give you a brief overview of what it is, just in case you're not too familiar with it. So pay-per-click advertising, probably the biggest platforms is Google AdWords, Facebook, part of their ad platforms work on pay-per-click on a pay-per-click basis. Bing Ads, LinkedIn Ads does pay-per-click as well. And basically pay-per-click is pay for performance. So you only pay when somebody clicks on your ad and visits your website or landing page, which is great because you're not paying for reach like you would for a newspaper ad or a magazine ad. You're only paying for performance. And most of the time, for most of the platforms, especially for Google AdWords, it runs on an auction type basis. So really depends on your competitors, and how much everybody's willing to bid for a specific search terms is basically what you're going to pay. And usually it breaks down to low cost products tend to get lower cost per clicks, and higher priced products and services get higher cost per clicks, just because those advertisers are willing to pay more to acquire a new customer. So with that being said, I'm going to cover some basics of when you wouldn't do pay-per-click marketing. And some of them right here are low conversions is probably your first one. So if you have a website that's really poor at converting those people that click on an ad and visit your website, if it does a really poor job at converting them into a lead where they fill out a contact form or call you, things like that, pay-per-click marketing is not going to work for you. You need a solid converting website or landing page that is going to convert those clicks into leads for your business. So that's a prerequisite. And if you have poor conversions, pay-per-click marketing is very difficult to do well on. Low price products. So low price products are difficult as well. It's not impossible to do, especially if you're doing something like Google shopping campaigns or Bing shopping campaigns. You can actually do pretty well with the low price product. But by and large, if you have a low price product, the problem is you have kind of a low margin of error. So if you're selling something for say $10 and you have a 50% margin and you stand to make a $5 profit, your cost per clicks could be anywhere from 25 cents to $1.50, $2 a click. So you only have a couple clicks before you're running in the red. So you don't have a big buffer zone there. So it can work, but low price products tend to be difficult to do, but you can do Google shopping campaigns or Bing shopping campaigns, and those tend to work a lot better for those lower priced products. Low margins, these kind of go in step with each other. If you have a low margin product, can be difficult to eke out a profit from it, especially if you have a low price product and a low margin product, then you're probably not going to do very well. If you have a high price product, maybe you're selling a jacuzzi or a hot tub for $8,000 and you only have a 10% margin, that's okay. You're still going to make several $100s, so you can afford to spend a couple $100s to acquire a new customer on there. So low margins tend to be tough, but they can work for high priced products. And low customer lifetime value. So if you've calculated your customer lifetime value and it's not very good, maybe the majority of your customers are one-off sales and they never come back again. That can be tough too. We're going to talk about that. in a minute. So you want to make sure that the value of your lifetime value of your customer is high enough to justify what you're going to pay for pay-per-click advertising. So what's needed if you're going to do pay-per-click advertising? Well, we just talked about it. You need a good converting website. So if you have a poor converting website, it doesn't matter. You can send hundreds and thousands of clicks to your website. If they can't turn them into leads for your business, then basically you're just wasting your money. You know, most pay-per-click campaigns will send people to your website. There's some campaigns like on Google AdWords, they have call campaigns where maybe if somebody clicks and they'll call your business, same thing applies. If you do a poor job converting them on the phone, then it just doesn't work. So you need to make sure that you have a good website, good landing page that's set up to convert these clicks, that's ready to convert these clicks into leads for your business. Profitable lifetime customer, you need to figure out what your lifetime value of your customer is, because what happens a lot is a lot of industries and a lot of businesses who will lose money, they're willing to lose money to acquire a customer. And that's because they understand what the lifetime value of their customer is. And if you don't know that, it's very difficult for you to compete against these companies. I'll give you an example. Say it costs you $100 to acquire a new customer. But you know from past experience that that customer tends to buy from you, say the average purchase price is $100 your customers spend, but on average they're going to make 10 purchases over their lifetime. So really the lifetime value of that customer is $1,000. So you may be competing against companies who understand this, and maybe your cap is $100 to acquire a new customer. Their cap may be $250, because they know they're willing to lose money up front to acquire that customer, because they know on the back end eventually that customer is going to be profitable for their business. And if you don't have that same methodology and you don't know what your lifetime customer value is, it can be very difficult for you to compete against these companies who have this figured out. Okay, so you need to know what the lifetime value of your customers is. And you also need to be able to run an efficient pay-per-click advertising campaign. So every platform, Google AdWords, Bing Ads, Facebook Ads, what they do is they apply a quality score ranking to your ad campaign. So if you're running a nilly-willy, campaign targeting everyone with all different keywords and it's just a mess, you can still compete, but you're going to pay through the nose for your cost per click, how much you're going to bid for each click. So you may be paying $5 versus somebody who's running a really efficient pay-per-click campaign, has everything segmented, has everything done the right way. You're paying $5, they may be only paying $2 for it. So if you're running a poor campaign, you're going to pay through the nose, and eventually it's probably not going to be profitable for you. So it makes sense to make sure that you're running a highly efficient pay-per-click campaign. Okay, so 2 things you need to know when you're doing pay-per-click advertising and pretty much marketing in general. You need to know how much does it cost to acquire a new customer, and you need to know what the lifetime value of your customer is, and that's going to help you determine how much you're willing to spend to acquire a new customer with pay-per-click advertising, because if you don't know that, you're only going to base your decision on that one-off purchase. So if you're selling something for $100 and it's a 50% margin on there, you stand to make $50, you don't want to spend any more than $50 to acquire that new customer on there, where if you knew the lifetime value is really $500 for that customer, you may be willing to spend more to acquire that customer. So make sure you know these 2 metrics. You should know them beforehand, but as soon as you start running your campaign, you need to keep an eye on those 2 numbers so you know how much you're willing to spend for your pay-per-click advertising. Okay, so short answer, it doesn't really work for everyone, but technically it can work if you're really good at these things. You run efficient campaigns, you know the lifetime value of your customers, and you have a high converting website or landing page, and then you can make it work. Okay, so hope you learned a little bit. If you want to learn more, you can go to 3bugmedia.com, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Thank you very much, and have a good day.